Welcome to my kitchen. In the 1990s, I had opportunity to go to Russia several times. Today, I'd like to tell you all about the most popular Russian dish. So when I was in Russia, sometimes people would have me come to their homes and they would make a real special meal for me. I noticed that very often they would make me a dish called Pelmeni. One day I asked my translator, why do we have Pelmeni so often when we're in homes? And she said, Sue, it's because it's the most special dish that we have. I thought that was a pretty good answer, and it's absolutely delicious. So then I married a man from Russia. When he came to the United States, we thought it would be really fun for him to make pelmeni. The old way is making your own dough, and then you make your meat, and you stuff it, and you cook it like I'm going to demonstrate for you today. So you have to make these round wraps when you make pelmeni, and it's so much work. One day I decided to tell him, in the store, we have these round wraps that are already made that is usually used with Asian food. He looked at me and he said, are you kidding me? I've been doing all this work when it's already made? And from that point forward, we've been using pre-made round Asian wraps. So, pelmeni, the most popular dish in Russia, became our most popular dish at home. We use it for all celebrations and sometimes if we just want a really fancy meal. In our house, my husband's the one that always makes the pelmeni. I've tried in the past and he kind of laughs at me when I try to put it together because pelmeni is just supposed to be perfect and in a row and just really consistent, and well, mine were a little bit funny looking. So today I'm going to be the cameraman and I'll show you his hands as he's demonstrating how to make Russian pelmeni. Peel and cut the yellow onion into chunks and shred in the food processor using pulse. We usually use 2 onions, but you can use more or less or none if you'd prefer. The onion makes the meat more tender and adds a wonderful flavor. Sometimes we also add fine shredded cabbage and cilantro. Add the onion, etc. to your meat. We enjoy 80% ground beef, but some Russians use either a mixture of pork and beef or just pork. Season generously with salt and pepper, and then mix until all the ingredients are completely blended. Now for the important part. Moisten the edges of a wrap. Put about a half a teaspoon of the meat mixture in the center and fold it in half. Seal the edges, then using your thumb, bend the wrap and press the edges together. Voila, your first pelmeni. Success! Okay, let's fast forward this video so we can get to the cooking and tasting. As you can see, it will take some time to make enough for your meal. The quantity varies depending on how hungry you are and how many people you will feed. They are also great to cook the next day, so make plenty. It usually takes my husband about 25 minutes to make a pan full. That's not too bad considering that when he had to make the dough, it would easily take him 2 hours. So this is what pelmeni looks like when it's all finished and ready to boil. Let's get ready to cook them. Take a kettle and fill it with water. We'll put it on the burner. This is a quick heating burner on high. Salt your water generously. Put the lid on and wait till it comes to a full boil. When the water comes to a full boil, carefully take off your lid. And pelmeni cook very fast. You want to leave the stove on high, don't turn it down, and we're going to put as many pelmeni as we want for this serving in here. I'm going to cook 14. Just drop them in the boiling water. And as soon as you've dropped the last one, take your strainer, stir around once so they don't stick on the bottom. We're going to cook this for about 1 minute. You'll watch to see when they start floating to the top, they're done. Now I can turn off the heat. Take your strainer, just scoop them out and put them on the plate. I always like to put a little bit of butter underneath them when I take them out. It's a really nice flavoring and it keeps them moist and soft. And our pelmenis are ready. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? As I said, there's 2 ways that you can eat them. Actually, there's more than 2 ways. My husband's favorite way is just to take a little bit of white vinegar, pour it over the top, take some Russian mustard, and you can just dab your fork and just dab it on the pelmeni, kind of mix it in with the vinegar. It's very, very delicious. It's a mustard that has horseradish in it. My brother-in-law, when he has pelmeni, he likes to take Mongolian fire oil and just drizzle a little bit over the top to get a little bit of his flavoring that he prefers. You can also put sour cream, or you can just eat them right out of the pan just the way they came. Let's try it. This might be a little bit too much on that fork. Okay. I can close my eyes. I'm back in a Russian kitchen, enjoying delicious pelmeni. It's just a flavor you have to try to believe how wonderful it is. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I look forward to seeing you next time.